What's up, you all? This is Hussein Nasser from IGeometry. Today we'll do something different. We will tap into a new topic, something that we didn't talk about before. It's called relationships. Relationship classes between feature classes and tables. So this episode we'll divide this into two parts. The first part where we will read from a relationship. So we'll open a relationship, some sort of a relation between a feature class and a table, and then read it. And the second part, maybe next episode, we'll do some editing, how to add a relation. So to explain that, first I'll tell you what is the relationship. What is a relationship? So our model is basically a relationship model, as you know, right? That's why we call it RDBM. That's a relational database. Uh, its core business is relations. It does not survive without attaching itself to another table. So tables are related to each other. So this is basically what a relational model is. So in our case, we have here our foods and drinks feature class, and it has when I go right click properties, there are some fields here, right? Like the name of the restaurant, website description, categories. But you notice that there are no reviews or no ratings, right? Why there is no field called rating or review here? Because a review object, but these are the reviews for this restaurant or diners. People's review, what are the reviews for a particular restaurant. So how does this work? It's as you know, it is a one restaurant might have many reviews, so logically you should put it in another table, correct? So this restaurant has many reviews and consequently many ratings. So there is a relation uh, table to each feature here. So if you click, for example, on this restaurant, you'll find when you click here, there is something called venues review. The venues review is the table I was talking about. This is basically the related table to this. And you will find when you expand this, there are two records here. I deliberately added them. So when you click on this, you will find the other related record. So there is the review, it's the review date, the venue object ID, which is the foreign key to that primary key, which is the restaurant. And if you notice that this guy, where is it? This is the object ID of this restaurant 31. So when you expand this and you click on this, that's both of these reviews belong to the same object ID, right? So the user who created them and the rating. So the rating is a domain value. What is a domain value? Similar like a subtype. So these details, guys, about the model of ArcGIS model, you might be familiar with, you might not be familiar with, but I'm gonna explain it very briefly. For details, please, you can go. You can get my book, Learning ArcGIS Learning ArcGIS geodatabases. It's very nice. It's very basic, and it teaches you all these things if you are new to ArcGIS. So I'm gonna open ArcCatalog just to explain what a domain is. So a domain can be different types. Okay, so one of the type of the domains is it tells you a coded value domain. So there is a code and a value. So this is the table we were talking about, and this is the feature class. So food and drinks feature class, venues. Venues is just a table. So it's a data set of type table. When you click here, preview, there is all your records. And the rating here is a domain value. So what is a domain value? Let's go right click properties here and go to fields. When you click here rating, there is the domain is rating system. So this is the domain. So when you go to the database here, properties, domains, there is one rating system here. It says our rating system of restaurants 1 to 5. So there are your values. It's basically the same as a subtype, but this is like a general case. You can say a subtype is a special case of a domain with coded value. That's it. So I define that 1 is poor, 2 is fair, 3 is average, 4 is good, and 5 is excellent. So 1 to 5. There you go. It's very simple. So what gets stored in the database is actually the code, not the description. Fair enough? Easy, right? Easy, easy, Japanese. Let's go. All right. So what we want to do now? So first thing, the rating of the restaurants are stored in the reviews, correct? So when you identify a particular restaurant here using ArcGIS, you'll find that this restaurant has a rating of good, which is 3, and another rating with fair, which is 2. So what is the rating overall average rating of this restaurant? It's basically 3 plus 2 over 2. So you take the average of these reviews. So this is what I want to develop now. This is what we want to work on. So this select restaurant tool, when I select this guy, I want to add a new field here called rating. And this rating, you will basically display the rating of this restaurant in numbers. Fair enough? Sounds good? Let's do that. So let's go ahead and open our Visual Studio and yep, this is the one. Getting loaded. Very nice. Now when I select restaurant, I will click on the map, give me some small buffer, find that restaurant, special query, get that feature, and populate the information in the form, right? So this is what we did basically, right? Here, gonna add calculate the rating for the selected restaurant. So this is what we will do today. So first of all, to calculate the rating of this restaurant, we need to get all the reviews of this restaurant, loop through them, and then calculate the average. Correct? How can we do that? Simple. First of all, we need to open that table, correct? Because the table exists where? It's in the let's just open our catalog again here so I can show you. So this table exists in another table. Wow, beautiful. This table is actually in another location, so it has another name. It's not in these pieces of information we're looking for. It's in this table, venues review. So we need to open that and search for all reviews that matches my restaurant. How do I do that? In that restaurant, the selected restaurant, I have to select all reviews where venues object ID equal the object ID of the selected restaurant. Sounds good? Let's do that. So first of all, we need to declare something new here. This is a new interface for, by the way, guys. So p table, or let's call it review table. This is not a feature class. This is a table. So ITable. So that's a new interface we just learned today. So ITable, to open a table, we learned how to get a feature class from feature layer, correct? However, we never learned how to open an existing table or existing feature class even from the workspace. So our workspace is the source of all these datasets. We can get a hook of any of these datasets using the workspace. So let's say, do we have the workspace here somewhere, son? Do we have the workspace? No, we don't. But we can get the workspace from here, correct? If you remember. So let's declare a workspace here. Dempy workspace as I workspace, and Dempy dataset as I dataset. A feature class is a dataset, so they cast nicely. P dataset.workspace. There you go. I found my workspace here. So this is the same scope. I should be able to use it here. So in the workspace, there should be a function called open table, but as we have learned, because Israel like to organize things, they organize this so it is in another interface. So what we will do is basically we'll declare another interface, okay, and we'll cast it to the workspace. This interface is called the feature workspace. IFeatureWorkspace is an iWorkspace, so I can do that. I can do this. IFeatureWorkspace is just another view of your workspace. It gives you something, some functionalities. It opens up, it unlocks some functionalities for you. So you can do pfeatureworkspace.open_table. So that's one. Open table. What's the name of the table? It is venues review. Should be reviews, but never mind. Anyway, guys, this is one method of how to open a relationship class. The other one is a bit complicated and it has a lot of interfaces. So let's stick with this now. It's the same concept. Okay. And in the future, we'll introduce more and more interfaces as well. It's called iRelationship class. But believe me, this is much easier. So peer review table, I open the table. Okay. So I need now to search for rows that matches my object ID, which is the feature object ID, which is the restaurant object ID. Give me all reviews. Give me all reviews for the selected restaurant. All right. How do I do that? Surprisingly, all right, it is actually the same thing as a feature class. ITable is a feature class is essentially a table. So when we search a feature class or we query a feature class, in the 5th episode, I think we learned that we use the function search, correct? Now we can use the same thing with the table. It's actually an inherited function, search. Same thing exactly the same thing. Only difference is that feature class.search returns a feature cursor, which iterates through features. Table search returns a cursor, which iterates through rows. And a row is a general case of a feature. A feature is a row, but a row is not necessarily a feature. Got it? Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, just shoot it in the comment, an email, whatever. I'm gonna answer it. All right. If you think you need me to explain something more, but it's just this we have done before. So just a query filter. As a query filter is a new query filter. query filter, and Merry Christmas to all my subscribers, and may this year be very jolly for you guys. Just remember, because I'm singing Santa Claus for some reason, I don't know why. So okay, venue object ID, venue underscore object ID equal what? The pfeature.id, or I think we can do the pfeature.id. pfeature is the feature of that restaurant, right? Because we are in the loop. So this will work. Definitely this will work. So I get a pass in this work. So recycling, recycling will work here because I will only get the number. I'm not gonna save anything, so that will work. ICursor as ICursor, not feature cursor. Feature cursor, if you do feature cursor, you're gonna get an error here, right? Because it's a casting error. And then pcursor.next row. It's not a feature now, it's a row. So we need to dim prow as IRow. Another new interface, guys. But a row is a feature. So we explained that already. So do until prow is nothing. We're gonna loop through all rows that we found. And what we will do, let's we're going to calculate the average the average rating, right? So L rating as double equals 0. So if it stays 0, that means there are no reviews or no ratings for this restaurant. Okay, if it's anything above 0, that means at least there are 1 review for that. So next we do is prow.value, same thing, prow.fields.find field and rating. How about that? L rating. So we need to do we need to get the count of this. So L total reviews as count as integer equal 0. This is what we will do. We will increase that equal review plus 1. So we increase it, and then what we do is rating is equal a rating plus this rating. So we're gonna add all these ratings, and at the end we're gonna a rating equal a rating over, let's create another variable here, let's call it L average rating as double is equal rating over what? L total reviews. So there is a catch here, right? If there is no reviews, then this will generate a big error, correct? L average rating, if is greater than 0, then we do that. Once we do that, now we go to our edit, make this a bit bigger. Where should we add it? Maybe here. Down. Okay. Rating. So we'll leave it as a label because you don't really need to edit anything here. You cannot actually edit what I am doing. You cannot edit rating now. You cannot just type a rating for this restaurant. So we just label it. So here label, let's call it LBL rating, and that's it. we go here and say if total reviews is greater than 0, then LBL, where is it? Where's our rest? It's called P restaurant form. P restaurant form dot LBL rating dot text is equal to average rating. Else, I'm gonna say the text no reviews. All right, looks like, and you know what? This is a division, right? So it might generate a very frequent numbers. So we need to round it. So math.round, let's just round it to the first decimal number. And that's it. So we don't need something like 3.333333333 forever, correct? We just need 3.3 or 4.5. So this is a what? This rating is from 1 to 5. If there is no reviews, then you'll not find anything in this restaurant. So let's see if we did everything right here. So we opened this table, we looped, we found, we are increasing this total reviews by 1, and we are summing this. So let's call it, this is a sum rating. Just sum rating. We're summing all these ratings, assuming this will return a value, not a null. So if you remember, 1 is poor, 2 is fair, 3 is good, 4 is forgot, and 5 is excellent. I don't know what 4 is. Really, I forgot. I think it's above average, or I think, no, 3 is average. 4 is good. All right, so that's it. There you go. L sum rating. And we build, and we comment, and we run, and this should be done. In the next episode also we'll do some nice stuff here with the rating, like the ones you see when you search for hotels or accommodations. So when you click here, there you go, this is a 3. Why it's a 3? Because when you edit here, there is a good, which is a 4, and a fair, which is a 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6, over 2 is 3. Nice, right? So what we do in the next one, the next episode, we'll do some stars here. So you'll do a star and a half or something like that. We'll try. And I guess that's it. It's a short episode for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and leave any questions you might have in the comment section. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Stay awesome. Subscribe and like if you like this episode, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Goodbye.